First of all, Alistair Gold is saying that Tottenham have confirmed Igor Tudor is scheduled to take the press conference on Friday afternoon ahead of the Liverpool clash. So it looks as though that he ain't going anywhere, at least for this game anyway.
Yeah, whatever. I mean, for me, when it comes to Igor, I understand that choice. Give him a bit more time. I've said he'll probably get that Forest game, and if he doesn't win that, he'll be gone. That's what. Then they'll panic again, and they'll get rid of him. And I still probably think that. But then again, you could make a very good argument. Can we afford to give him the Forest game because of the importance of it and the way we're playing? Do we need to sack someone in time to implement something for the Forest game? I understand that argument as well. I don't know what the right decision is, but I had a feeling he might have been sacked today only because of are there problems there in the dressing room? Is there suggestions there? Right, the way he ignored Kinsky, was there going to be fallout there? But then again, Romero was seen chatting to Tudor before the substitution, all that kind of stuff. So I don't know. I don't know if he has the support of the dressing room or not. I don't know what's going on inside, but things have gotten worse. So I can't sit and say it's a good decision, but I also think sacking him probably is not a good decision either.
There is no good decision.
Exactly.
Yeah. On specific players, Matt Law has done an article, and then he's talking about Romero in this segment. He says Tottenham increasingly believe that parting ways with Cuti Romero at the end of the season may be best for all parties. And Fabrizio Romano says that Romero has serious chances to leave Tottenham in the summer. Top clubs have started to call as an exit is a possibility despite new deal signed last summer. Romero could be open to a sale, as the Telegraph and TYC Sports have reported. So, yeah, I mean, there's no surprises there.
He'll be gone. No doubt about it. I think the club probably see it as a headache they don't need. Romero thinks he's been lied to, whatever, and he doesn't like the direction the club is going. And then Spurs fans will want to miss out, because for me, he's a class. I know he's had problems this season, don't get me wrong, and he's not been good enough. But for me, he's a very, very good defender, and we'll be better off with him in the team. Unfortunately, I think the club and Romero probably see things in a different way, and so we're going to be the ones losing out. But we'll probably get money for him. We'll probably replace him with someone not as good. Maybe they'll be better for us. We'll see. But I think for me, it's a massive shame that it's got to this. But it's the only conclusion with what's gone on, to be honest. I think the club will probably want him gone as much as he wants him gone at the moment, with him speaking and how that looks on the club, and that's a headache they probably just don't want. And I could see them, even if we stay up, taking a deal less than what it could have been, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, cast your mind back to last summer. Like, there is no way I would have even entertained the talk of trying to sell Van de Ven and Romero, but at this point, I really couldn't care less if either of them go this summer. I really couldn't. On Vicario, Matt Law says that Tottenham are expected to be open to offers on a number of players, acknowledging that the only way to create a new culture is through major change. It could take as many as 3 windows to transfer Spurs into a position that the club want, and they may cash in on Vicario and Pedro Porro this summer.
Sounds like who's staying at this point. Look, I think obviously it's hard to talk about players staying or leaving until we know what division we're in. I think that's obviously clear. Vicario, we know we're going to want to replace him. He's been awful this season, and he's had kind of long-standing issues that just haven't improved. For me, I think Porro, again, I think he's a great right back, and I want to keep him. I think he's also a player I know he's just come back from an injury, but he's very available for a lot of very durable. He's one of those players who very rarely gets injured. Again, I think in a different team, he'll probably be brilliant. And, for Spain, he plays well. And at times for us, he's been good as well. He's had his problems this season like everyone else, but there's a very, very good right back in there. And he'll probably go to a very good team. So I wouldn't want to sell him, but there'll probably be offers for him. And I don't know. I don't see him being a problem culturally. Maybe he is. I don't know. It's hard to know in the dressing room who the problems are and who aren't in terms of a winning culture, all this kind of stuff. Porro seems to be one that seems to care, but then again, people will say, does he spit his dummy out too much? Is he complaining when he's getting subbed or whatever? Should he show that more passion on the pitch? But I like Porro. I think he is a passionate guy. I think he does care, and I think he's a very good player. So I wouldn't want to sell him, but it's hard to know what's going on behind the scenes.
Matt Laws also says that those whom Tottenham would ideally like to keep, though relegation could make it difficult, are Mickey van der Ven, Dominic Solanke, Conor Gallagher, Mohamed Kudus, Javi Simmons, Archie Gray, Lucas Bergwall, James Maddison and Dejan Kulusevski. They're the only ones that they want to keep, apparently.
So what? They want to get rid of what? Spence, Porro, Bentancur, Paulidia, Sarr. Who's staying?
I just told you.
Richarlison. Tell. Bloody hell. So we're going to have, how many players is that? 9? 9. We're going to have 9 players next season.
And on top of that, Maddison's recovering from an ACL. Mm-hmm. Kulusevski, God knows what's going on with him. So they've been injured all season. We haven't seen them. Lucas Bergwall seems to be getting injured every 5 minutes as well. So, I mean...
Yeah, they can want to keep them all they want. I mean, look...
Van der Ven ain't staying.
It depends. Again, it obviously a lot depends on whether we stay up or not. Yeah, some pros are going to go regardless of whether we stay up or not. But obviously we hold more cards.
As well, wanted to leave West Ham because of how shit they were in the league, and he's come to the only club that's actually worse than that.
Obviously, we hold more cards if we do stay up than if we go down. But there will be players who want out for sure. Even Bergwall, there's rumours of being interested from Villa, Chelsea, Liverpool. Wouldn't be surprised if he's an ambitious guy. It's going to be another summer of change, I assume, at Tottenham after the last summer of change.
Every summer is a summer of change.
Yeah,
except the change gets worse.
We don't have summers of stability at this club.
Matt Law also reporting on Kinsky. He says Kinsky is expected to seek a summer loan move away from Tottenham in an effort to rebuild his goalkeeping career.
I mean, no surprise that story's come out after yesterday, to be honest.
The reality is, we tried to get rid of him in January.
Yeah, we did.
To West Ham. And bring in Mads Hermansen instead.
For me, if I was Kinsky, I'd want a fresh start. That's the truth.
Yeah.
So...
There's some interesting quotes coming out from Mickey van der Ven. So let's get into, I think this was an interview that was done after the game yesterday. So when he was asked about how Spurs get out of the current situation, he said, yeah, that's really hard to say. I could give the standard speech here that we all need to stick together and work hard, but we're just getting blow after blow after blow right now, so it's really difficult. And this weekend, we also play an important match where I can't be there myself because I'm suspended. So yeah, it's a terrible period. I can tell you that. It's really, really awful. So, no bits of inspiration from Mickey van der Ven there. Just
yeah, I mean, he's saying, look. To be honest, I'm sick of players talking at the moment. I'm just every game they're saying we need to show who we are, apologies, all this kind of stuff, and nothing's ever changing. So it's frustrating. But I appreciate what he's saying. I mean, he was lucky to stay on the pitch yesterday. It wasn't a good performance from him. His body language hasn't been good for a while. But I understand it. I mean, it's hard to know how to fix things right now. It's hard to expect one player to change things, but he needs to. Look, we expect more from him. That's the reality. We expect a lot from Mickey.
It's not about one player himself changing things, but it is about the captains and the leaders of this football club to try and lead this team out of it and inspire others around the pitch. And our leaders are not doing anywhere close to that at all. In fact, they're putting us into more trouble.
I think the leaders don't believe what's going on. But the thing is, I understand that as well, because the fans don't believe in what's going on right now, because we've been complaining about the club for a while. But the problem is like that has seeped into the. I don't know if it's seeped in from the fans to the dressing room, but that sentiment has seeped into the dressing room. I don't know where it's from, probably from how the club's been run. And so why are we surprised that these players are getting disgruntled?
Yeah, it's not about getting disgruntled, but at some point, when you're in the situation that we're in, you just need to put it aside and just fight tooth and nail for for yourselves more than anything. They're going to be on their records now that they're the ones that are going to send Tottenham down and get relegated with Tottenham. At some point, surely, we all just got to come together and try our hardest to get us out of this mess, and it doesn't seem like we're doing that.
Yeah, I agree with that.
And then the reporter said, how are you doing mentally yourself? And he says, it's tough, I can tell you, really tough. So like I said, I just have to keep going. It's part of it, part of life, and we'll see what happens. So, yeah, not doing well mentally. None of us are doing well mentally.
Yeah, I think that's definitely something that obviously people don't talk about when it comes to the player side. Like physically, we talk about fatigue, but I think mentally as well.
Yeah.
The amount of losses we've had to endure, the amount of mistakes these players are making, there's clearly a mental problem there. I mean, I think that's clear when you're watching them on the pitch. There's a lot of mental fatigue, and how you overcome that right now with the situation, with the pressure only increasing. It's like a compounding effort. It's like a vicious cycle. The more you lose, the more this mental fatigue and anxiety creeps into your play. The more mistakes you make, and the more mistakes you make, the more you lose, and the more you lose, the more anxiety and mental fatigue, and that's the cycle we're in. It's like we can't break it at the moment.
We need to break it. We just have to break it. Something's got to give. I don't know. That's the thing. I don't know. And for all when I was saying that Spurs, when I was talking to you and Amir and other people saying, we got to find something to stay up. It's not that I know the way we're going to find something or a solution or anything. It's just more hope than anything else. Like, we just have to find something.
Sometimes things at this point, weird things can happen in the season. Sometimes a miracle can happen. Maybe a youngster gets a chance. Luca Williams-Barnett gets a chance and he scores, and all of a sudden he fires us to safety. Who knows what's going to happen? But right now,
it's hard to see it. Yeah,
you're looking at every single nothing is going our way at the moment. Nothing.
Yeah. The reporter just says, maybe stay off your phone for a bit. And he says, I'm not on the phone anymore. I'm completely done with it. Only my family and stuff. It'll be fine. It won't be fine, Mickey. If we go down, it will not be fine. No. I'm sure you'll be fine. You'll get a nice move somewhere and drift off into the sunset, make a career out of yourself, but you'll leave a burning house behind you in the Championship.
Yep.
See, all these players, that are not turning up for Tottenham right now, the majority of them will be fine. The majority of them will go off and make good careers for themselves.
Yeah, because Tottenham are the problem. That's reality. Look, I think for him, I think you should probably avoid your phone right now if I was Mickey, to be honest, because I don't think it's going to help anything. But it's important to note is people have been mischaracterising what he said. He said when putting that quote, it says, I'm done with it. A lot of people have been saying that he meant with Tottenham, he meant with his phone, and people have been taking it out of context, so that's important to know. But yeah, I think right now, most players should be off their phones, because I don't think it helps at all. Just, you need tunnel vision right now.
Yeah. And then the reporter just says, take it easy, man, and he says, thanks, man, I really appreciate it.
Yeah. He seems to, look, I think like a lot of the players are probably all suffering a lot at the moment. The suffering doesn't get us out of it. We can't have them feeling sorry for themselves. We need them believing they can get out of it.
Yeah.
But you know what? I look at Tudor talk in his interview. I look at the players. They all seem lost. They all seem to not know what to do to get out of this. They all seem to, like, when Tudor first came in his first interview, he was like, "Are you going to get relegated?"
100%.
And he said 100% no, 100%. He looked like he had certainty and he was confident when he was talking. That is completely after. How long has he been there? 3 weeks.
Yeah.
That's completely gone out of his talk. You look at him now, this guy looks worried. He looks like he's clueless in terms of just his body language, how he's talking. He's doing weird things on the touchline, making weird decisions in the team as well. And when he talks now, he doesn't talk with the same certainty. He doesn't talk. All of a sudden, he's gone from, we're not going to be in a relegation battle, to now he's talking about us being in a relegation battle. Now he's talking about the worries and how we get out of the situation, all this kind of stuff. And he doesn't talk that same certainty. He's like, we'll see. We don't want to, no more talking. We need to show on the pitch, all this kind of stuff. But I just watched his Tottenham interview with the Tottenham Spurs TV, and he just looked like a guy who was very worried. Put it that way. He was very worried. So yeah, that's very worrying. There seems to be a lack of confidence at the moment, massively, that they can get out of this.
Yeah, and that's the most worrying thing about the whole thing. Just nobody has any sort of confidence that Spurs can get out of this. Not the fans, not the players, not the manager, it seems. Well, anyway, let's get